Welcome to the cold, clear waters where the big brutes lurk, to massive woods, wetlands, and wide open country where big game trophies, elusive game birds, and all living things reside. Welcome to a world where the exciting challenge of outdoor adventure takes away tensions and the time clock never ticks. Welcome to another educational outdoor video, custom produced by Babe Winkelman Productions with you in mind. Come along for explosive fishing action and never-to-be-forgotten hunting trips. Whatever the creature, we'll be your teacher. And that's not all. We'll be meeting the gurus of the great outdoors, guides and outfitters, conservationists and tournament pros. So, at least for a while, put everything else aside, sit back, relax, and let the wonders of a wilder world take you wherever you want to be.
Walleyes. Ever since I was a kid, they've held a special place in my heart. Of course, growing up in Minnesota, it's really no wonder because throughout the Midwest, catching walleyes has always been to fishing like the president has been to politics. Back then, the walleye's popularity was a bit limited to those of us who live in the north. But in recent years, as a result of stocking efforts, walleyes are now found virtually in every state in the Union. I guess that says something about how popular walleye fishing has become, doesn't it? As well as where it's probably going to be going in the future. And now that walleyes are so available nationwide, anglers everywhere are striving to learn the most proven methods for catching them. Everyone who's looking to catch walleyes, whether it's the beginner or the seasoned pro, needs to start with something attached to the other end of the line. After all, you got to start somewhere, right? And that's why in this tape, we'll be talking exclusively about the most popular system, the most deadly system ever invented for catching walleyes. One that has sold over 35 million copies, enough to wrap around the entire world 2.5 times. Hi, I'm Babe Winkelman, and thanks so much for joining me on this very special video. And I do mean special, because although Lindy rigs are the great all-time walleye deceivers, and they've been around a long time, they're definitely not a thing of the past. And as you watch this tape and see how easy it looks to catch really big walleyes, what I want you to understand is that when it comes to walleyes and Lindy rigs, looks are not deceiving. And since we haven't exactly explained what Lindy rigs are and how they're meant to be used, let's start out by doing just that. Take a look. You know, ever since man first started catching fish, ever since it initially began, the oldest system used was a hook and a line. And today, that's still probably one of the most effective things you can use for catching fish. But throughout the years, there's been a lot of refinements and techniques, and what I want to show you today has been a refinement in live bait rigging techniques over the last 15, 20 years, something like that, that's taken that method of fishing and gotten it right down to a fine science and an art. It's called the Lindy rigging method, and it's probably the deadliest system I know of for catching just about any major species of game fish. But if you're after big walleyes, boy, this has got to be about the #1 system. Let's go out and do a little rig fish and see what you think. Actually, the Lindy rigging system is as simple as it is deadly. Keep in mind that what we're trying to do here is appeal to the feeding instinct of the fish. And when you're doing that, you got to try and entice them into biting, and that's why this system works so well. First off, you start with a small walking sinker. Okay, it's got a little shoe on the bottom. It's made for walking over rocks and stuff like that as it scoots along the bottom. Secondly, there's a big eye in it, so it moves freely up and down the line, as you can see. Now, the object is this. You got a little swivel clip here and a long snell, 3 foot of snell, or you can get 6 foot snells or custom make your own lengths if you want to, depending upon how high the fish are off the bottom. The object is this. You can use as heavy a sinker as you want, drop it over to the bottom. The sinker rides on the bottom, the snell and the bait rides up here in full view of the walleye. Now, when the fish hits the bait, he takes and he runs off with it, and the sinker sits on the bottom. He can pull out as much line as he wants just like that without feeling the weight of the sinker, and that's what makes it so effective. He doesn't have to drag that around, so he just comes up and he sees this tiny little morsel, gives it a good chop, swallows it, and he takes off. So while he's doing the chomping and the swallowing, that's when you want to be feeding him the line. Now when you feel a hit, you drop the line, and then you want to feed him some line. Let him run out with it a ways and give him some time to eat it. Now you might ask, well, how long do I give him? That varies with what the fish are doing. You'll have to just play with him that day and find out. 5 or 10 seconds is a good rule. Usually what happens is the fish will grab the bait, he'll run off a little ways, and he'll eat, and then he'll take off again. So watch your line at the point where it enters the water. And you can see the line move a little bit and stop, and then when he starts taking off with it again, now it's time to set the hook. The technique itself is really, really simple. What I like to do is find a spot where I'm going to fish, and which is what I've just done here. I'm a locator. I've got a little bend in the creek channel. But drop it over and then just kind of work it off the bottom. You're just kind of bouncing it. You can see when I drop my rod like so, you can see my line get slack. It means I'm bouncing it on the bottom. I'm just trying to follow that edge. You know, I guess as a rule, 1/8 ounce baits will work fine up to 10 or 12 feet of water. You can use a 1/4 ounce from 10 or 12 feet down to 20 or 25. 3/8 ounce from there to about 35, 1/2 ounce from there deeper, and then on up depending upon as you need it. But you may have to go to a heavy sinker in heavy wind conditions to retain the contact with the bottom, and that's an important key. You've got to bounce that sinker and walk it right along the bottom because that's the feeding zone primarily of the walleye. Now, you always want to keep the line right here on the very end of your finger. It's the most sensitive part, and keep the bail open on your spinning reel like so. That's why you prefer spinning reel for this method of fishing. And then you're just pumping the rod along. Just pumping it along to keep that weight and balance. Now when you feel a hit, you drop the line, and then you want to feed him some line. Let him run out with it a ways and give him some time to eat it. Oh! Boy, this is what I've been waiting for. Oh. Oh, it's just like a fence post. Ah. Oh. Come here, man. Oh. Boy, this must be 5, 6 pounds. This is a real brute. There she is. Now she's bigger than 5 pounds. Holy cow, that's a big fish. Whew. Don't get up. Stay here. Oh, man. Oh. That's a big fish. That's a true trophy. You know, most anglers would give their eye teeth for a fish like this. Oh, boy, that's a beauty. Fact of the matter is, the Lindy rigging system probably accounts for more fish like this than any other method I know of. And yours is out there waiting for you, too. This technique will give you a better crack at them, under most conditions at least, than any other method I know of. Walleyes are walleyes are walleyes, regardless of where they live. They adapt to their environment, always trying to capitalize on the best things happening in their world. In the fall, for example, they often turn to larger forage to put on a good layer of fat, and that usually means in very specific areas. Typically, reservoir walleyes tend to migrate to the deeper end in fall, stopping to feed heavily on points where the river channel meets the bank. It's not uncommon to catch a bunch of big walleyes here. On the pattern you're about to see, I'm fishing with a good friend and pro angler, Dan Nelson, on North Dakota's Sakakawea Reservoir. And this is an example, the cover of our walleye book here, of what we caught that day. In 2 days, we took 13 walleyes over 8 pounds, the largest going well over 10, and I'll bet you'll never guess what we caught them on. Watch this. What's this?
That's lignite coal. We got a lot of lignite in North Dakota. In fact, it's become a kind of a major industry in the state.
Oh, yeah? That's kind of a unique thing to find on the shoreline of a lake, coal.
We got a lot of unique things on Lake Sakakawea.
Even the name's kind of unique. How'd it come up with a name like Sakakawea? That sounds like an Indian name.
It is an Indian name. It was named after the Shoshone woman, Sakakawea. She accompanied Lewis and Clark as they came up on their expedition back in 1804, exploring the Northwest. In fact, you know, they probably passed, that whole expedition probably passed within 10 or 20 feet of where we're sitting right now. I often wonder when I'm sitting out here what she would have thought 180 years ago if she would have known that someday that muddy little winding river that they were coming up in their canoes would be the biggest reservoir, biggest man-made reservoir in the United States, and to be named in her honor.
That's amazing. Not only biggest reservoir, but there's more big walleyes out here, Dan, than about any reservoir I know of.
Yeah, I tell you, babe, I really think it's one of the 2 or 3 finest walleye fisheries in the country. In fact, right now we've got, it's not the big fish run, but we've got some awfully nice fish that are running this late fall, early fall type of run. We got
what kind of fish? What size of fish?
We're talking walleyes that are going to go 6, 7. You might even see some 8, 9, 10-pound walleyes. I suppose you want to go get after them, huh?
Well, pretty soon. Yeah.
Well, let's go do it.
Are they deep on bluff banks, or what the heck are the fish doing?
They're hanging on the edge of the river channel.
Right as she dumps into shore?
Yep.
Out in the main lakes?
Yep. They congregate at those turns in the river channel. Especially, and if you got some kind of a food shelf like this point that we're on now, that's going to hold them.
That makes sense.
What do you got here?
We're right on the lip. Right on the lip. Give me a minute.
What do you want, big one?
Yeah.
Ooh,
a Missouri mule.
Put that on a stringer in Minnesota, don't you?
Yeah. A little bit small for Minnesota, but I do believe this thing would classify just about as a North Dakota whopper.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be eating those words in a few minutes, my friend.
Okay, now I'm going to just kind of keep it in reverse and let the wind ease us along so I can hold my speed exactly.
Good
we
idea.
start drifting too fast, then I'll just open her up just a little bit here. We're right.
You want to move kind of slow. And try and stay right on that lip if you can, right on that stair step, that 20-foot drop.
Okay. Why don't you, just the way the wind is, why don't you put it over this side here?
Okay.
That might work easier. See, because I can hold us right like so and just let that wind do its thing.
Kind of a controlled drift?
Yeah. Dan, we're coming up on another little point here. Ooh, there's fish on it, too. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, good fish.
Good fish.
A couple of big ones there.
I got one.
Got one going?
Yep.
About time.
I want to feed him a bunch of line.
How come you get to catch the first one?
Boy, it felt good.
I'll get ready to reel in here.
He should have it big minnow or no big minnow, huh?
He's had plenty of time. Stick him. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, Daniel, I'm telling you, this is a big.
That looks good.
Fish.
That looks good.
Did you get a marking on him?
I got it lined up on the shoreline.
Okay.
I got her. Right at 20?
Yeah. Right on the lip.
Oh, look at that rod.
I'm telling you, we got a good fish here.
I love it. I love it.
I don't know how big this sucker is. I'm going to try and hold us back up there.
Oh, that looks good. Get a good set on him?
Yeah, I hit him good. I hit him hard.
Good. Well, don't rush him then. There's some real Brutus
I'm telling
in here.
you, this is a big fish.
Oh, yeah, he looks good.
Where you going
Probably
now?
going to head for the deeper water, so I'll stay over on this side. Usually the big ones run for deep water.
I'm going to try and get him up. Oh, Daniel, he's
Looking
dove
good.
right underneath the boat.
Looking
Look
good.
at that.
I love it. I love it.
He's just straight down like a bulldog. There he goes again.
Yeah, they want to go to deep water, those big
Oh,
ones.
Dan, get him. Whoa.
All right. Welcome to North Dakota. Huh?
Holy cow. Look at how fat this fish is.
Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you about that, did I?
This thing is huge.
Yeah, they're all built that way out here. That's that
Whoa.
smelt. I'm eating them smelt. High protein porridge.
I told you I hit him good. I'm right up in the bone.
Let's take a few seconds to talk about the body of water Babe and I are fishing. North Dakota's Lake Sakakawea is the largest man-made lake in the United States, and it's also one of the best walleye lakes I've ever seen. It's 180 miles long, and at maximum pool it covers 370,000 surface acres. It has more shoreline than the coast of California, and come fall, it kicks out more big walleyes than you'd ever believe. Come fall, those big walleyes are going to be concentrated on the sharpest breaks into the deepest water available. In this case, we were fishing the edge of the old river channel. And rock. Always look for the rocky areas. One of the best presentations is a Lindy rig tipped with a big red-tailed chub. And I do mean big. 5, 6, even 7 or 8 inches. And fish them real slow. Go with light line. I prefer a 6-pound test and no heavier than 8-pound. That enables you to fish a lighter slip sinker, which is going to put more fish in the boat for you. Hey, this is one dynamite fall walleye pattern. Where there's smelt, there's walleyes.
That's what it takes, huh?
Smelt kind of like, or the walleyes kind of like them smelt.
What, do they push them into the banks or what?
I think the wind pushes them in more than anything else, but anytime you see them spooled up and down like in a big cloud, you know, if you're seeing on your flasher, if it's lighting up like a Christmas tree, that means that there's something underneath pushing them. If they're just strung out, then they're not being pushed. But when they're clouded up like that, something's down there pushing them. Predators are pushing them.
And that's the walleyes.
Probably the walleyes. Could be some northerns too, but probably walleyes. Right now they're moving back downstream. They do that every fall, and this is a place where
migrating
back across. Yeah, they migrate up and down the lake.
Well, these are originally river fish. The migration would be a natural thing.
Yep.
Even though it's a big body of water, people would fish it like a lake.
Yep, they're still river fish.
Remember, reservoir walleyes are river fish by nature. They often travel considerable distances throughout the season. As they make their fall migrations to the deeper lower end of the reservoir, they'll seek out small food shelf areas where the main river channel runs up tight against the shoreline. Look for tiny rock fingers and points with sharp cliff-like edges that drop directly into the river channel. The big females will hold here for days, feeding heavily before moving on, giving you a chance to get in on some unbelievable walleye action.
Oh, there's a bump.
Is that one going?
Yep. Yep.
You sure it's
Still
a
there.
fish?
Oh, yeah, it's a fish.
Give him plenty of time. You got a good minnow. Well, you don't have as big of a minnow, though, do you?
No, but
you won't have to give him too long.
Pretty big.
Is it a horse? Is he there? He looks like it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's there. Oh, yeah.
Just take your time. Take your time. I'll get in. Oh, Lord, we forgot to put the minnows out.
I'll take my time. I ain't going to have much choice. I don't feel real big. Don't feel real big. Fighting good, though. That's one thing about these fat fish. They fight. Boy, do they
Boy,
fight.
these fish are fat.
There he is. There he is. Oh, that's just a little one. That won't even go 5 pounds.
Little one won't even go 5 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
5 pound walleye is a pretty good fish.
Yeah, we don't even keep those out here.
Oh, there's another one, Dan.
Another one?
Yep.
Ooh.
Just went thump.
You're starting to
Just went
upset your
thump,
host.
just like that first fish.
I'm a good host, but it only goes so far.
This is a big fish, I bet you. Oh, she's running good.
Okay, I'm going to get out of the water.
She's running that good.
I'm going to get out of the water and wait and see.
She's got it by now. Where are you? Yep.
Oh! All right. Oh, yes, I like that. That looks good.
Oh!
Looks good.
I'm going to get another set in her. I didn't get as good of a set as I wanted to.
What were you saying about North Dakota?
Clouds.
Having a little trouble with that one, are you?
This is a big one, Dan. This is another big fish. I'm telling you, this is a horse.
All right. Looks good. Looks good. Back on hole number 1, huh? Told you that's where the big fish should be, right where the turn is. Nice point.
Oh, I'm telling you. Where's you
that
going?
fish going? Oh, here we are. Oh, nice fish.
Channel.
Oh, Brutus. Get it. Brutus. Got it.
That's a tenner. She'll go 10.
That'll go 10. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Look at the girth on that baby. That is a football. That is a football.
Nothing I love better than 10-pound walleyes. Nelson, that is a lot of fish.
Yep.
That's
fat
a
fish.
That
big
is a
fish.
big
Fat
fish. Oh.
You got a fish on?
Yeah. No. I'm hooked on bottom.
Whoa. Hang on. I got one. I got one going. I got one going.
I'm hooked on a rock or something.
Unless I'm on the same rock. That's fish.
Well, hang on.
That's fish.
Go ahead. I'll break this one off.
Okay.
Just go ahead.
Oh, he's there. He's there.
I broke my line.
All
That's
right.
okay.
Oh, this is a good. This is a good one.
I thought I had a fish.
The little one. I thought we had a double there for a second.
Got a big one?
Yeah, it's a good one. The little Norwegian finally got one.
Oh, you want to get out of the net? You're standing right on top of it there.
Yeah, I get a little excited.
You seen the fish?
Have I seen him?
It's probably a sucker.
Have I seen him? No, I haven't seen him yet.
It's probably a sucker.
Whoa, this is a good one, eh?
That puppy's pulling out drag.
Yeah, he's taking out line. That drag's set pretty tight, too.
Oh,
here he
Dan,
comes.
Here's another big
It
one.
looks good.
Where'd he go now?
He went back down. I'm kind of letting him call the shots here.
Okay,
All right,
I don't
he's
know if I
ready.
can get him or not.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was worth the wait, huh?
Oh.
Huh? Well, how do you like North Dakota so far?
How do I like North Dakota so far, he asked.
It's all right, isn't it?
It really did look easy, didn't it? It was a lot of fun, and it really was easy, you know? And there's a good reason for that. As you've seen, there's nothing at all complicated about catching walleyes, or for that matter, any other kind of fish on Lindy rigs. As I said in the beginning of this tape, learning how they work and knowing where to go about fishing them is the real key. Now, I hope we've helped you do exactly that. But if you'd like to still learn more, and I promise you there's more to learn than you can imagine, I suggest you pick up a copy of my latest book, Jig and Live Bait Fishing Secrets, or another book that I've had out for a couple of years called Walleye Patterns. The reason I've written these two books is to help other fishermen learn what I've learned not only about Lindy rigs, but other live bait systems as well. Now, whether you consider yourself a pretty good fisherman or hunter, or if you'd like to become one, I always suggest study videos and books like these. Read magazines on your chosen sport and attend every seminar you can get your hands on. And of course, don't forget to tune into our Babe Winkelman's Good Fishing and Outdoor Secrets television series each and every week. And as you learn more and have the opportunity to bring home more game, please keep your responsibility to the great outdoors foremost in your mind. Don't necessarily kill your limit, because limiting your kill may often be a better option. Treat nature and all its resources with the respect they deserve. You know, preserving them for future generations is totally up to us. And until next time, hey, good fishing and good hunting.
Feel the excitement. It's the action-packed, information-filled world of Babe Winkelman, Hall of Fame angler and America's foremost fishing educator. Be a part of it with Babe's entertaining, educational books and videos, and quality research team products and accessories. The secret's out. Babe's Fishing Secrets Educational Video Library is the hottest collection of fishing videos ever produced. Choose from 27 exciting fishing secrets titles, including 12 brand new releases this year. Getting any lately? Now you can learn to master the patterns of nature with expert tips from some of the most respected outdoorsmen in the world. Babe Winkelman Productions is proud to present this dynamic new collection of in-depth how-to hunting and fishing videos. If you're a serious sportsman, you'll want to check them out. See what you've been missing with Babe's Fisherman's Favorite polarized sunglasses. Available in gray or amber, large, medium, and clip-on styles. They're the finest fishing sunglasses money can buy. It's every tool a fisherman needs, right at your fingertips. Babe's Angler's Edge Toolkit is actually 10 fishing tools in all, including this unique 5-in-1 pliers that easily removes paint from jig eyes, just like that. They're the best guides on the water. Babe's critically acclaimed comprehensive guidebooks are must-reading for beginners and pro anglers alike. Considered the Bible of modern fishing technique, these volumes are guaranteed to make you a better fisherman. Don't miss the boat. Look for Babe's tapes, books, and research team products at leading tackle, sporting goods, video, and department stores everywhere. And feel the excitement in the action-packed world of Babe Winkelman Productions.